What's going on, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be going over some cards I would like to see in MLB The Show 19 or in MLB The Show 20 in years to come. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the trailer. I may have missed one scene that I wanted to go over and some stats of a certain player that I wanted to go over. So let me go ahead, and I think that my face cam will be good for this one. So let me go ahead and just get right to the screen. And basically what I'm showing here is Jason Kendall. Let me go get to the video here. Here's the video that I wanted to show. This part of the video right here easily is Jason Kendall, number 18, on one of the legend teams there. And let's get into his stats. He had a really good season in 1998 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He didn't really have that many home runs, 12 home runs, but had 175 hits as a catcher with 26 stolen bases, 75 RBIs. So he'll be an all-around decent catcher, 327 batting average. Just won't have the power, but he'll be faster than a lot of other catchers because he did steal 189 bases, which I don't know compared to a lot of other catchers. I don't really know how that compares, but it seems like 26, 20 in a few seasons here is quite a bit. So let's get into a different part. I wanted to show this part as well because this was a website that was utilized in MLB The Show 16 and 17, and then in MLB The Show 18 it was not available. So I'm going to show you a 99 overall version. Hang on, before I do that, let me go ahead and show you this. This is the card I'm going to be showing you on this Daddy Leagues website. This is Justin Verlander from 2000 or MLB The Show 17, and this is a 2013 version of Justin Verlander. This card has these 5 pitches, and it shows the variety of hits per 9, Ks per 9, stuff like that. But on this actual website, it shows, see, postseason flashback, 99 overall, Justin Verlander. It's the same card. It shows, let me, wait. There we go. There we go. It shows right here, postseason flashback, Justin Verlander, 99 overall. This is the Daddy Leagues website, and it shows individual break on pitches and control, as you can see there. So I know in MLB The Show 19, I am currently in the process of pulling up another screenshot. In MLB The Show 19, we had pitches available on screen, individual pitches, and I'm going to be showing you that version of Tom Seaver right now. With this right here, we have pitches, individual pitches, 96 miles an hour, 87 miles an hour, but it doesn't show the individual break on these pitches, if that makes sense. Up here we have that, but it doesn't show the individual break. Let me get back to this screen right here and show you another player, kind of what I wanted to get into this video. I really want to see Pedro Martinez in the game. I feel like he would be introduced during a live stream if he was in the game, possibly the cover guy. I'm not quite sure. I feel like since the Boston Red Sox were able to win the World Series, that probably is unrelated, but he did play for the Red Sox. They've been winning. I'm sure they're going to try to get some Red Sox players for flashbacks and stuff I mean, I know how they try to get as many Yankees players as they can. People that have large fan bases are going to get more cards than others, so I understand that. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about players that I want to see in upcoming games. And Pedro Martinez is at the top of the list. I'm a big fan of pitchers. I have a lot of pitchers on this list as well. But the next player I would like to see is kind of a biased opinion because he did play for the Tigers. But Miguel Ordonez, 6-time All-Star. And some of these, I mean, this season in particular was probably his best season with the Tigers. He had 54 doubles, 363 batting average. I mean, some of these cards, variation, you could have a White Sox version and a Tigers version of Miguel. He'd be a great card. He had multiple All-Stars on both teams, so that would be awesome to see. I don't know if other people would want to see this card. Didn't really play that great at defense. I mean, his WAR was low probably because of that, but almost 300 homers and a 300 batting average. Pretty good with solid numbers on base percentage, slugging, OPS. He was never really like a home run hitter, but he did hit he hit 38 home runs in this year and 30 home runs here, but towards the later end of his career, he didn't really hit all that many homers. But another card I would like to see is Randy Johnson, of course. I would also like to see Curt Schilling, but I would probably rather see Randy Johnson first just because he pitched for so many years. I mean, look at how many years this is. 22 years, a variety of teams. He would be like an immortal. If there was an immortal, he'd be a legend. I mean, he'd be one of the best pitchers in the game. He'd be a very usable lefty. Look at all these ERAs. Look at all these strikeouts. I mean, he led the league in something of just about every season. He led the league in something for like 10 years straight. I mean, this card would be dominant. He would be lights out, 24 wins with the Diamondbacks the year they the year, and 21 the year they won the World Series. I mean, he could have a postseason version. I'm pretty sure he pitched lights out in the postseason. Well, no, maybe not. 7-9, kind of gave up more runs than I thought, but that's still pretty good. Let me go ahead and get into the next one. Alfonso Soriano. Alfonso Soriano would be a card that I really would like because he plays second base. He's a power hitter with good speed. He also plays the outfield. He'd be a great card to have. I mean, look at this. 41 stolen bases, and then later in that same year, he had 39 homers. He almost had a 40-40 season. He did have a 40-40 season. 46 home runs, 41 stolen bases. I mean, he had an all-star season, what is that, 7-8 years in a row? 7 years in a row. That's pretty impressive. I mean, this card would be amazing. You could have a Yankees, a Texas, a Nationals, or an Expos or a Nationals version, Chicago Cubs. He played for a variety of teams. You could have multiple teams, card from each. This would be a card that you really want to see in MLB The Show 19. You would have liked to have him in this year's game. It would have been crazy in this year's game because he didn't play that bad defense either, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he wasn't the best defender, but I'd have to look more. Okay, yeah, he wasn't a good defender according to Defensive WAR, but that's how much I know about D-WAR and all that stuff. I have to really look into depth if I'm trying to figure all that stuff out. But the next pitcher I would like to talk about is Johan Santana, kind of a guy that, a lot of people know about him, but in my opinion, he's underrated for a 2-time Cy Young winner, Triple Crown winner, 4-time All-Star, 3 times he led the ERA, like the league in ERA, pitching in a dominant part of baseball when a lot of home runs are being hit, I would say. I mean, pitching kind of ruled some of these years as well, and the pitching kind of rules now. But, last pitch in 2010, I'm pretty sure he threw no-hitter, went extra innings and stuff, threw like 140 pitches. He would have great stamina. What did he have? 19 wins with the Twins. They had a pretty good team this year. I think they had like Joe Mauer somewhere in here and stuff. They had a decent team, but Johan Santana was definitely the ace of that team. He was the heart and soul of their pitching staff, and I would really like to see this card, especially being left-handed, would be a card I want to see. Next card, also left-handed, Dontrelle Willis, also pitched for the Tigers. He pitched for the Marlins, was great on both teams, but he almost won the Cy Young with the Marlins. 22 wins, 10 losses. If he would have had less losses, he probably would have won it. I know this was a few years ago, about 14 years ago, when they kind of looked at more of the record when it came to ERA, or when it came to Cy Youngs and stuff. I think Felix Hernandez was the only pitcher in this time frame to win a Cy Young with like an even record, a 500 record. But anyway, I don't want to get too far off track. I think that this card would be amazing. He'd have a really funky delivery. He'd probably throw a really nice slider, curveball, whatever, breaking ball, whatever you want to call it. It would be a great breaking ball pitch. And in a game like MLB 9 and MLB 18, if pitching is similar in MLB 19 with off-speed pitches being the meta, then this card would be definitely a card to look out for. Whoops. Let me get into the next one. Carlos Delgado. Carlos Delgado is a first baseman with a ton of power. He was in backyard baseball games back in the day, but I just was a really big fan of this guy. He didn't really hit for the highest batting average, but he has a ton of home runs. He would kind of be like a DH first baseman as a pinch hitter, but he had 57 doubles. He hit plenty of home runs, 40 home runs here and there. I just think that this card would be an awesome power hitter to have. 17 years, he played for a variety of teams. Some being that his best years were probably with the Blue Jays, but he was in the MVP race here with the Mets and the Marlins. But definitely a great card. Definitely would be an awesome card to add to the game. A lot of good power there. Another card that I would like to see make its return is obviously Alex Rodriguez. Who wouldn't want to have Alex Rodriguez in the game? 3-time MVP. This guy just led the league in something almost every season. This card was amazing in MLB The Show 16. That was last year that we saw him. And I would really like to see this card make a return, especially if they have Immortals. I can only imagine how good this card will be. Stole 46 bases one season, hit 57 homers. He'd be the best shortstop in the game, hands down. But another card that's probably unlikely, but I wanted to throw him in there just because I talked about him a little bit in my previous video. But Rickey Henderson would be the epitome of a leadoff hitter. He'd be the best leadoff hitter in the game. MVP, 2-time World Series, 10-time All-Star, Gold Glove. I think that since Willie Mays was the kind of the go-to guy in the trailer there, that I don't think Rickey Henderson has a shot. I think if they were to get Rickey Henderson, they would put him on the cover, being his, like, just the way his personality was and the way he is. I think it would be tough to get this guy in the game, but definitely would be an awesome card to have. I mean, look at, stole 130 bags, 100 bases. This card would be insane. Hit for a good amount of power, too. I mean, a lot of doubles, a lot of triples. The guy just got on base, and he would steal. That would get in scoring position. What was his batting average? Career batting average was, what, 279, but his on-base percentage was 400. I mean, can't keep him off the bases. That's all you can say about this guy. He walked a ton. He stole everything. So, anyway, another card that I know a lot of people want to have is Larry Walker, especially this MVP version of Larry Walker. 366 batting average with 49 homers, a 1.1 OPS, 720 slugging. This card would be insane. Stole 33 bases. As a first baseman, right fielder, he would be a crazy good card to have. At first baseman, he would have speed. He would bring a different aspect to the game that a lot of first basemen don't bring. When he didn't really strike out that much in these seasons either. That's probably the most surprising thing. Yes, I know he played at Coors Field. I'm not talking about that. This guy was a flat-out hitter. Does not matter. He played in Montreal. He played in Colorado. He just played, man. 17 years. He played when, I mean, yes, steroid era. Who cares? He was going off. And the next card I want to talk about might be a stretch. Miguel Tejada would be a great card to have. He also won an MVP, 6-time All-Star, Silver Slugger. This card would be an amazing shortstop. Kind of, if they are not able to get A-Rod, then, I mean, someone like this could not rival him he would be able to compete with him in a certain aspect. That this card was kind of an all-around good player. He just hit for a decent average, good power, had some good speed. I mean, well, he didn't really steal any bags, but he wasn't slow or anything. He had good range. He had a cannon for an arm. He was a lot older, 39 years old, but there was that age controversy deal with him. So, interesting to see that, but that's kind of the video that I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about cards I want to see, features that I want to see added back. If they're able to add Daddy Leagues back into MLB The Show Nation and kind of turn that into that a little bit with the break and stuff like that on pitchers, I think that would be a cool feature. I'm interested to see with all the live streams coming out. I'm interested to see with the live streams coming out, what they introduce, what features they have for that. But thank you guys for tuning into this video. Let me know what players you want to see in next year's game, and let me know if you enjoyed this one, or let me know anything. Any feedback is beneficial. I appreciate you guys just watching the video, and any feedback is beneficial. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.